Now, we all are very aware of that shot there. It's a horrible one. If today we can get anyone watching this video struggles with that slice video, help them make sure that it's not their grip, the way their hands are touching and holding this club that causes that shot, then I will sleep better tonight. Stop slicing your drives because your grip is not right. So let's look at some ideas here. The club path was 9 out to in and the face was 11 open to the path. It's path out to in. Face open to that path, struck somewhere near the middle, big curvature, the slice. We need to get control of the face and a little bit of the path. Now, how does your grip affect those? Well, it affects them, both of those, massively. So let's break it down and see if we can get you reassessing your grip to get rid of that shot. 'Cause if you're in that shot because of your grip, you're giving away free shots. Point number one I see is people getting this club way up through their palm, so right through the middle of their palm. If you hold the club here, stop doing it right now if you're struggling with your slices and get it down in here. Really simple way of checking if it's up here or down here is once you've put your club in your lead hand, just pick the club up in the air this way so it's parallel to the ground and release these 3 fingers. Just take them away so the pad of my fleshy meaty pad here of my lead hand and my lead hand first finger is basically supporting that club. If it was up here, that's going to be quite hard. So if I put the club right through the middle of the palm where we don't want it, where lots of slicers hold it, put that club up in the air, take these fingers off. Now I can keep it there, but it doesn't feel anywhere as secure. It slipped out basically as it moved off this pad and down. Let's make sure that you're getting your hands lower on that grip or more the club more lower through your palm here. Let's stop this. What we then start seeing, if you are someone who struggles with the hand position, so the club going through the middle of this palm, is it's very hard for me to see any knuckles on my lead hand, which leads us on to our next problem. I'm only seeing 1 knuckle, and it tends to get my hand set up in the air quite high, making it very hard to use my wrist angles correctly, making it very easy for me to get this face open to the path and hit that big old slice. So with the lead thumb just down the right of center, we want to see a good 2 to 3 knuckles on this hand. We don't want to be seeing 1 knuckle with the thumb just over to the left side of the grip here. We want the thumb right of center and we want a nice kink in this lead hand, seeing a good 2 to 3 knuckles on that lead hand. So lower through the palm, 2 to 3 knuckles, starts getting you set in a much better handle position at address and away from these positions. Put your comments down below if you play with a mate who struggles with slicing it, who stands up like this. It's such a common stance that you see from slicers, all coming from that lead hold grip. And just think about trail hand. So for me, my right hand, I like to see it go through the middle of the fingers up to the top of my little finger and last finger on my lead hand here. So basically here, wrapping round, so this V comes somewhere up towards right shoulder. Not palmed and over on top. Let's get rid of this action. This also leads to poor setup choices. So if we go palm through the middle of the grip, 1 knuckle, hands high, tray hand over, look what starts happening with my shoulders. Again, high hands, shoulders start pointing over here. We start seeing horrible low starting big old cuts. And then the pattern we see from there as we move forwards. And again, in the comments below, let me know if this is your mate, you, or someone you know. We start seeing ball positions, missing lead foot, aims becoming massively left as people try to play this shot. So look, I can make it functional. I just have to brutalize everything I do. And by having that much curvature in my shot, all stemming from a poor hold of the club, is just reducing my distance massively compared to the energy I put in. Let's look at that last shot. So the last shot here carried 182 yards with a club head speed of 99 miles an hour. So I'm going to go better palm position lead hand, good 2 to 3 knuckles, right hand not so far over and reducing down so this V points somewhere up towards my right shoulder. I'm now aiming straighter with the ball opposite my left heel. This is going to hopefully encourage some straighter pass. And I haven't got my shoulders pointing way left either. 182 yards, but I'm not allowed to swing over 100 miles an hour. Let's have a look how I've done. So 182, there's the shot before, and you can see now I'm 214 yard carry, so 195 predicted roll up to 239 predicted roll. If we look at the club speed of the two, 99 miles an hour compared to 92. Better control of the face and the path, coming from better control of my hands on the club in relationship to that face, which then gave me better control of my setup positions to deliver that club, allowed me to swing slower and hit the ball considerably further. This is something I've done for years with students of coaching. They come in, they show me what energies they put in, so how fast they can move this stick and this head. And then often I can show them that they could swing slower than that and hit the ball loads further because they're leaving so much on the table. And for lots of those golfers, it would often stem back to brutalized holding positions. So if you're a golfer out there or you play with a golfer, share this video with them or let us know in the comments down below. If you're seeing brutalized ball positions, hand positions, shoulder position at address, often you're going to find that stems back to that poor grip. So let's just get that grip in some really solid positions to give yourself a chance of setting up. So rule of thumbs to reduce that curvature. Let's go good 2 to 3 knuckles on that lead hand while it's lowering that palm. Also, don't be afraid to practice maybe even seeing 4, because what happens for lots of golfers is you set them up into a 4 knuckle position on this lead hand, and as they shuffle and get ready, they reduce it back to 3. So re-gripping, I would call that, is a really common issue. So I would often overcook students knowing that they're going to re-grip back down. So if you go 2 knuckles on that lead hand from 1, which is an improvement for controlling face for lots of golfers, once they've shuffled around and practiced for a few weeks, that just goes back to the 1 knuckle. It regresses to the mean basically, which is a common problem for golfers. Nice and low in that palm. Good 2, 3, even 4 knuckles if you need to push it. Reset up your position so the ball is near a lead heel. Make sure that if you want to give this a good old practice, you could just edge your aim a little bit off to the right. You could drop right shoulder back. This will allow you to get your right hand a bit more coming from this direction on the club rather than this way turning over, which gives that really friendly slice position. And then from there, hit a few shots making your normal actions. See if we get a change in curvature. For so many students, we start seeing reduced curvature and a change in curvature when you change their grip and set up in relationship to each other. Hitting bad shots because you get your hands on the club in a really negative way to control the angles, I always think for students is such an easy gain for their game, such an easy win of reducing shots, hitting the ball further, having less into greens and playing better golf. The problems come mainly with changing grip, and again, let me know down below, or if you've heard your friends say things like this: oh, I can't grip it like that. Oh, this feels so uncomfortable. How am I meant to do this backswing? What happens when I get here? Changing people's grips is, as a coach, it can be slightly painful. You've got to hear every excuse. You get used to hearing every excuse a student can throw out. You can't do that. Feels uncomfortable. Doobie-doo-doo, doobie-da-da. Everything feels uncomfortable when it's different. When it comes to your hands connected to an object that you're moving fast, where you do feel vibrations as you strike another thing, it's going to feel really sensitive. And the best learners, the people who are able to change their grips and successfully change their shot patterns, are the ones who can let go. Let yourself just go. Take a few practice sessions where you just ride it off. Don't go expecting to hit great shots. Go expecting to hit some funny ones, some funny grip positions. Other things you can do to really help you get your grip in there cemented so you can stand there and give it a good old wallop because you feel semi-comfortable with the way you're holding it. Of course, practice. Have a club next to your desk, in your office, in the kitchen, at home, in the living room. One that you can just pick up and waggle around. Like literally just pick it up, waggle it about a few times. If you can't make big swings, you could hold down the shaft and feel it moving over your head and back. Do it in the garden where you're full length. Just picking a club up with no ball, because that pesky little ball is what really worries you. When you hit shots that don't do anything that you're used to, that makes the panic kind of sirens go off in your head, and you just regress back to the grip that feels comfortable. Just because a grip feels comfortable for you, that doesn't make it right if you're struggling with hitting target and hitting too much curvature. Obviously, if you've got a funky grip and you can play and hit target, keep doing it. There's plenty of people doing that. But there's more people with grips that are hurting their game when it comes to slicing. You definitely see those common patterns. Come on, let's hear you in the comments. High hands, shoulders way skew, ball way off that front foot. Really trying to manage that curvature nobbled it. Let's try that again. That's not related to the grip, but you start seeing those funky setups all from this horrible grip, and people really trying to hang on to shots. Look, see, I can make it functional. It just takes a lot of butchery. Don't struggle from slicing because your grip's crazy. It's just too cheap a win. It's a win that you can do in, I've had students fix their grip in lessons, but I've had students fix their grips, like severe grips, in a week, so from 1 week to the next in a lesson, but they didn't practice in between. What they did is they picked the club up in between, then came back and it felt more comfortable. It's repeat, repeat, repeat to get it to feel comfortable, to allow you to get on the course, trust it, put some speed in and try and hit your best shots. Let me know if this helps. If we can reduce your curvature, get you a little bit more distance and put in the same energy in, and for lots of golfers, sometimes you can hit it softer and hit it further. That's a double win. Then again, I will be happy as a coach. Let me know in the comments down below if this is helping you or not. As always, hit that thumbs up button if you like the videos and you want to see more of them. Golf grips related to slices. Come on, it's 2, 3 and easy. Let's beat it.